It's time for Alphabet Soup.
I'm gonna turn into a goddamn YouTuber. Here we go! Hey guys, my name is Cam. I go by they, them, and today I'm joined by my co-host Nova, who uses they, he pronouns. And today we are joined by our guest Sophie, who uses she, her pronouns. We're going to be talking about Sophie's experience with being LGBTQ+, and how that might have affected her life growing up. How are you guys doing today?
Tired.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, we are filming late, and it's kind of my fault, so I am sorry, guys.
It's fine.
But
It's okay.
yeah. Alrighty. Alright, where's the first question that we're supposed to ask? How do you identify?
Yeah.
Like my sexual orientation.
Yes, or gender, whichever.
Yeah.
Well, ooh, that voice crack, that's not good. I'm cisgender, I think that's what it is. I'm not good with terms like this, but I identify as homosexual a lot of the time, yes.
Alrighty, cool.
Nice.
We got that out of the way. Yeah, because we were talking about it earlier, how you don't really use a bunch of labels and stuff. That's pretty cool.
That's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
You can always just say that you don't use labels.
Or that. Or you use
Yeah.
homosexual as a label. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yes, alrighty. So, and then when did you have your LGBTQ plus awakening? Gay awakening,
Your
if you
gay
will.
It was in, I think, 6th grade? Yeah.
Yes. Middle school was such an awkward time. I feel like everyone was going through that. But yes, if you have a story, you may tell a story.
Yeah, so one of my best friends at the time had just come out as bisexual, and I was still very confused about, how I felt about a lot of that. And I remember I was writing a letter because one of our teachers was having us write a letter about, anti-bullying things, and I was talking about how my friend had been, bullied for being bisexual, and I was like, hey, I think I'm bisexual as well. And then I was just like, hey, I don't think I like just one gender. And it was interesting.
What's it called? Yeah. Middle school was an interesting time. My goodness. I didn't understand a lot of that stuff, and I didn't know myself very well, so I took it out on everyone else. And man, you could not pay me to relive middle school.
Oh yeah, no thank you. I'm good. I don't want to do that again.
Yes.
I don't want to go back to middle school.
Middle school was a terrifying time. Jesus Christ. I didn't understand my own sexuality, and because all through middle school I was like, what the hell am I? And because in 6th grade I didn't know there was a word for liking more than one gender. I thought the two options were gay and straight. I didn't know what the B in LGBT stood for. I thought it was just a term that people threw around for gay. But yeah, so I thought I was just bad at being gay.
I just didn't know anything.
Yeah.
Oh no.
That's gotta suck.
Oh yeah.
I was just bad at liking people.
Yeah, because Fish was saying that they had what's it called? They faked crushes to fit in with everyone else, and I never had that. But that seems so awful.
It's Z. I think it's Z.
Oh, Z.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I've done that too before.
Zay.
But yeah, I faked crushes too.
Oh yeah.
And honestly, I don't know. I wish I didn't earlier.
Yeah, I think it confused me as to what the actual feeling of having a crush was.
Yeah.
Because I definitely did that on guys, because I felt like I didn't like guys enough, and so I would I actually didn't realize this until I was just now talking about it, but I absolutely did, because I would tell myself, oh, you have a crush on this guy, and the nervousness didn't come from being around the guy, it came from him finding out about it and me having to actually do something about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think me forcing myself to fake it definitely had an impact on when I actually had a crush, because then I was double guessing it and stuff.
Yeah, I was like, is this what it's supposed to feel like?
So I was like, yeah. So it's oh, am I just doing that again? I was like, no, this feels different.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if it was just me faking it or what. I had complex, but yeah. That was quick.
Yeah.
So
feelings are complex. Yeah.
So is there any LGBTQ plus media that you're interested in?
Some gay shit.
In other words, yes.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Shows, Instagram pages, news articles, YouTube, all that good stuff. Books, anything.
Like I did watch God, what's it? I can't remember what it's called. I did watch Queer Eye for a bit on Netflix.
Oh, I like Queer Eye.
I have never seen that. Everyone's always talking about
It's
it. But I've never
good.
seen it.
Yeah, I watch a little bit of James Charles, but only sometimes. That it's a guilty pleasure. I don't know. It's like relaxing sometimes to have on in the background when I'm studying.
Yeah, have you seen the She-Ra? Have you seen She-Ra reboot?
Yeah, actually.
Oh, it's so good. You can watch it with us sometimes, but yeah, it is like
What are we watching together?
the She-Ra reboot. We do it on Fridays sometimes.
Oh yeah, we've been watching Voltron though lately.
Oh yeah, I made the Keith jacket, and I'm so proud of myself. I got to show it to Walker today, and she thought it was the coolest thing. It was great.
It looked really good.
Yeah, it was so cool. We don't talk about the inside of it. I didn't add lining, so it's just like the inside's a mess, but it's fine.
Oh no.
I've seen a whole 3 episodes, and I liked his character design, so I was like, I'm gonna make the jacket.
A lot of people liked his character design.
Yeah.
How does your identity affect you?
Well, I don't know, cause for a long time, or for not that long, but for a little bit, I went by lesbian because it was easier than having to explain to people, how I felt. And at the time, I was really just, not into guys, like, at all. And I was always really embarrassed whenever I hung out with a girl or talked to a girl because I knew other people knew I was a lesbian. And, like, I was afraid that people would be like, oh, she's only hanging out with them, like, so she can, like, get with them or something. And that, like, it stressed me out a lot. So I just kind of stopped hanging out with people for a little bit because I was like it's embarrassing, I guess, to walk around and think people are like thinking that, and it just made me uncomfortable.
Oh yeah. I always felt like that because I would try to make friends with people, and I never wanted to make somebody uncomfortable because, like, I just want to be your friend, dude.
Yeah.
I constantly worry I make people uncomfortable.
Yeah, and then it was even worse when I actually had feelings for a person and I didn't know how they felt about that because I never want to make somebody uncomfortable with that. And it just,
Yeah. Feelings are weird.
Feelings are weird. I feel like most of our episodes could just be summed up with feelings are weird, man.
They're very weird.
Everything I've said today could be summed up with feelings are weird.
True.
We're not getting into
Honestly,
that.
everything in history could be summed up with, like, feelings are weird, man. Like, the Civil War? Feelings are weird, man. The Revolutionary War? Feelings are weird, man. People didn't like being...
The entirety of ancient Greece.
Yeah, feelings are weird, man.
All of it.
Like Odysseus? Feelings are weird, man. He just cheated on his wife for 20 years and then went back to her. It's great.
Dang.
Yeah, Odysseus was not a good husband.
A lot of people in Greece weren't great.
Yeah, they were a little bit more open to gay relationships, though. In a lot of their stories, they had, like, men who dated men, and it was just not a big thing. At least from what I remember reading.
Yeah.
I muted myself by accident. Oops. I was talking.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry, Nova.
And I was like, you've done this before.
I have absolutely done that before.
No, I was just saying, when I was younger, I started, like, realizing that saying the Pledge of Allegiance every day was kind of weird.
Yeah.
And then people called me a commie. By people, I mean my dad. But my dad, this is more of a joke. He also calls me a commie because I don't like apple pie.
Because you like what?
I don't like apple pie. So that means I'm a commie.
Communist, you don't like apple pie. Frickin' Nova, you're so clearly a communist. You don't like the Pledge of Allegiance or apple pie? I can deal with the Pledge of Allegiance, but apple pie is just too far, man.
I don't like the feeling of warm, mushy apples.
Oh, it's a sensory thing. Oh.
It's gross. Yeah, and the tasting.
Most people in my family hate rice pudding because of the feeling of it, and I love it. I love it because of the texture. The texture is so good. I love it.
Like the juice that's in the pie, because then there's like a jelly type substance in it. That tastes good because that's where all the flavor went. But the apples themselves are gross because there's no flavor anymore because it all got drained out, and then they're mushy and warm and disgusting.
Oh my god, yeah, that's... When you describe it like
I
that,
also don't like I also don't like the feeling of pie crust. Like, I don't like the taste or the
the
like
pie
texture
crust is
of it.
gross. I try to avoid the crust.
Yeah.
A lot of the time, it's made with like I think it's lard or something, and it's just not vegetarian. Yeah. Getting back on topic, how did you come out?
Did we do the identity one?
We did do the
I'm
identity
so
one.
confused. Oh yeah, how did you come out? I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, I haven't told my parents yet, but to my friends, I just kind of was like, hey, this is how I feel. I don't think I have like a particular story. I think I just kind of told them, and they were like, oh, that's cool, and we accept you for who you are, which is great.
That's great. That's really sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was afraid it would go a lot worse, but it went over pretty well, so.
That's good. We always like when it goes out well.
Yes. I felt like I had a weird obligation to come out. Like I was keeping something from my family if I didn't tell them. And I didn't realize that was kind of just like not a thing. But now it's more of a like if you ask, I tell. I don't really care. Everyone knows. It's just like I don't feel like I have to explicitly say it to everybody that I meet anymore.
I just got pride stuff, and then my mom would question it and be like, yeah, it's just this flag. And she'd be like, what does that mean? And I'd tell her, and I'm like, okay. And then they always forget, so I have to like constantly like say it again.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine.
It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
I went back to school. My mom forgot my pronouns.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
I called her one day and
sorry.
she started using the wrong ones. I was like, God damn it, I don't feel like correcting it. It's a lot
I know,
of work.
I'm like really good at correcting people when they're talking about other people, but just not when they're talking about me.
Yeah, because when they're talking about you, you feel like a jerk. Because it's,
It's just, wow.
I
Yeah.
always try to ask people like, hey, well, then a lot of times like people will do it when you're not around. Because that's when you start that's when you talk about people in the third person more. And then
You can't really correct people when they're not around as well.
Yeah, and then they're not around. So I always ask my friends like, hey, if you hear someone use the wrong pronouns, you should correct them, please. And they're like, okay.
Yes. That's good.
Yeah, damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know that most of my friends are pretty good about it now, which I absolutely did not expect. For most of them, I expected them to be better about it than they were, but for other friends who, like, I didn't think would be very good about it, they've been a lot better about it than a lot of other people, so. Surprises everywhere.
My friends are pretty good about it.
Yeah, I'm sorry I'll have to, like, go through people using the incorrect pronouns. I'm really sorry about that.
Thanks. It's, what's it called?
I don't know.
No, you're good. Thank you. Yeah, I know you don't have to have that aspect of it, but yeah.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Yeah. It's, what's it called? Oh, the next question is chit chat for a hot minute. So I'll ask you chit chat for a hot minute as a question. During one of the first episodes we recorded, I looked at the questions, and above the questions, I don't think we still have them, but there was like a list of stuff that I needed to do, like create the logo and shit. Can we say shit? I think so.
Yes, that's a lot of questions. I like how in one episode you guys are like, I don't know, Nova has the list of words we can say and not say. And it's like, it's listed right there.
Honest, I remember the first time we ever did a voice call, like when we were still planning out stuff and crap. And I had to mute for most of the time because it was during like, how was it? It was like Halloween time and my family wanted to go through a car wash or something. And so I muted and I came back and I unmuted and I started talking and nobody was talking back to me. And I was just like, wow, what's going on? And I finally realized you guys couldn't hear me.
Oh, no.
Yeah. There was a lot of early episodes and voice calls where you just didn't know you were muted or that we couldn't hear you. Honestly, the way we, like, us now compared to us when we started this is so different. Yeah. Both personally and, like, our relationship to each other. And I don't think any of us has kept the same pronouns. We all have changed them at least once. Oh, yeah, definitely. It's so weird.
It's so weird. And I know for the longest time I thought that Fish was the oldest one on the podcast, too.
Definitely not.
Yeah, no, definitely not. And I realized that very quickly, but...
Definitely me.
Yes. Yeah, alrighty. So I think we got through all of the questions, so if we want to wrap it up here, we can.
Yeah. Do you have anything else to say, Sophie?
No, that's
That's
it.
cool.
Alrighty,
You don't
cool.
need to say anything else. Just thought I'd offer.
Alrighty.
Okay.
It seems like we've come up on our time today, and with that, I have been your host, Cam, and I've been joined by my co-host, Nova, and our guest, Sophie.
Bye.
Bye, people!
Bye. Thank you guys so much.
Bye bye.